Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing fine. Doing pretty good myself. I've made a few improvements to my energy lab. I realized that one of the things that's a problem with the biomass system I was planning on using is that it's going to require some fertilizer, which normally you would have to get with apatite, and I haven't found any apatite yet. I don't know if I'm just really, really, really unlucky or if I need to start digging up near the surface more often. Probably need to start digging near the surface more often. So, in order to remedy that problem, I quickly threw together this little wonderful device. It's a moistener, and it requires the dark to work, which is why it's in this room with no lights, other than a little bit right here, and a wood slab floor, because I believe wood slabs still prevent mobs from spawning, so hopefully there should never be any monsters in here. So right now it's got an aqueous accumulator, just pumping water into it, and it's a far cry from complete automation, but it's getting the job done. I'm moistening wheat with seeds as the catalyst or whatever it is, and what it's doing is slowly turning the wheat into piles of mulch, which I can use in place of fertilizer, and the seeds are giving me mycelium, which I could use to, I don't know, make a mushroom farm, I suppose. Anyway, I can use the mulch in place of the fertilizer right here. And then reeds are going to go into the top, and we're going to be pumping the liquid out. Right now, since we're not automated quite yet, it's only going to be pumping liquid out from the top, which is normally where you would place the input slot for the reeds. And speaking of reeds, I now have well over half this room covered in zirconium soil. And as you can see, the reed farm is growing very nicely. There's no need for water anywhere. And other than the one block in the center, I will have complete coverage, meaning I will have in total 48 different reed plants. Or sugarcane plants, whatever you want to call them. And how am I going to automate this part is with a smart straw golem worker, because he will leave the bottom of the reed plants in place. And he's currently stuck. Oh boy. There you go. Do I have something to... Yeah, I'll just put this down for now. So that is knocking a bunch of reeds or sugarcane down, and they're just kind of sitting on the ground. So we're going to need this wood golem worker to go pick things up for us. Now he's a smart guy, which means I can program him to pick up only reeds. If I don't do that, he might run out here to grab something that fell on the ground and throw it into the system, which right now is not a big problem, but when I get this to the automated stage, any rogue item that is not a sugarcane could jam up the system. So, if he can stop moving around, there we go. Only pick up reeds. And as you can see, putting the items in here, it launches up to an entire stack at a time, which kind of speeds up the process. It's a lot better than if you were to use a chest and a transposer or a chest and a buildcraft pipe, because it will take the golem's stack of 16 reeds and shove them all down at the same time. There, you grab those two. And take a look at that. We have a pretty decent amount of reeds already. Okay, so let's go ahead and start getting these things fermented. Just flip the switch and they will get the power they require. I believe. Yes, no. Yep, there it goes. It's just taking a little bit of time. And there's the first little drops of biomass. Now, another problem I have is that I have to keep these things manually filled right now. Because, well, I haven't got anything to continuously pump them full of water. I do have an aqueous accumulator over there, but I don't really feel like dragging a pipe all the way out here just for this. Well, maybe I should. I don't know. I will consider it. This thing isn't running quite at optimal speeds yet either. Which has me deciding that using these electric engines, they're not going to be the choice. They're not going to be my choice of power. I'm just going to go ahead and make a stockpile of what are they called again? I can't remember what they're called, so I have to flip through these because it's railcraft. Was it backwards a few? No. That's looks like that. I can't remember what it's called. I hate that. Energy cells, that's what they're called. Oh hey, I just got to the page. Yep, redstone energy cells. I will make a stockpile of those. Oops. And I will probably have them along this wall, maybe. I don't know. I really need to figure out what I'm doing with this stuff. But yes, anyway, I will have a stockpile of those somewhere in this room, and I'll have redstone conduits that go to different machinery, which these things do not get powered with redstone conduits, but that's perfectly fine because I believe that I will end up replacing these things with their... I can't remember the name of the mod! Thermal expansion. Thermal expansion equivalents. So the pulverizer, the powered furnace, mainly because the macerator can't macerate all of the ores. I believe ferrous ore can be macerated, or can be pulverized, but not macerated. It can also pulverize obsidian, which the macerator cannot do. Along with a few other things. I can't remember them all off the top of my head. Plus, with the pulverizer, you do have a chance at times of getting bonus items. So, compared to the macerator, it is the better option because of that small percentage chance of getting something extra. So what are we working on next? Well, I don't know, honestly, off the top of my head. I am out of diamonds completely because I had to make a diamond saw in order to make the silicone wool to make the red doped wafer to create the relay that we're using. I made my enchanting table, which I got enchanted items. You know, I have an idea. Why don't we... Oh no, we can't do that. I was going to say, why don't we make an apiary, but I do need to power an apiary. Power a carpenter to create an apiary. I see we got a little bit of backflow going on. Oh, it sorts itself out, so no worries. Let's see. I could take the time to create the build craft. No, I won't do that. No. I need a tank for, like, right here. Actually, there's a lot of things I need to do to get all this stuff organized. Because in order to create the energy cells, you need a liquid transposer and a way to get the molten redstone into the liquid transposers. I suppose I could just put it right on top. Actually, I think that's what I'll end up doing. I'm going to get the liquid transposer put right on top of the magma crucible so that I can just put the molten redstone directly into the liquid transposer. Jeez, I am not good at keeping my thoughts connected. Now, one thing I am considering is that since we're out of diamonds, going to the Twilight Forest and hopefully finding one of those hollow hills, because those are a cache of wonderful resources. And you can get diamonds for days in them. Especially the large ones. Those ones have insane amounts of metals. You know, I just realized that even with... Oh, I'm out of power again? Darn. Oh well. I got a little bit at least. A little bit's good enough. That's actually something I should consider doing. Getting those stills made. But for another time. Because that's a lot more planning than I currently have done right now. What was I going... Oh yes! I need to actually keep some... my brain is not working. I need to keep industrial craft power. EU. That's it. So, electric engines are going to be how I charge up my energy cells. But they're going to be powered by electric engines. Mainly so I can keep the EU power for machines like this. Because these I am unable to power with MJ. Which is annoying, but I suppose it works. So essentially I'm going to have 3 different power systems. One for up on the surface, which is going to be my significantly slower processing facility. And you will see what I mean by that when I actually get to it. It's slow. But you end up with significantly more metals than you do with a pulverizer or macerator. Mostly because you can get double what you put in plus extra, and then what you get from the double you can get a 50% increase on, but that part is a really, really slow process. And it is the crystallizer. Now the crystallizer can create these crystalline ores. Not ores, metals. And the way it works is that the crystallizer has 5 slots in it. And it takes, well, according to the wiki, if you put in 1 stack of items, it will take 21 hours to smelt that stack of items. Now, it's not smelting an actual ore. What it is smelting are these reduced chunks. Now, while it is going to give you let me rewind. It is basically smelting these reduced chunks. And when it is doing that, phone is not silenced, my mistake. When it is doing that, it gives you basically 150% yield. Now what that means is that it will give you the amount you put in plus 50% more. Or at least it has a chance of you doing that. Here, let's open up the interface for the crystallizer. So yeah, you got the bottom slot here, which is meant for sulfuric acid. Then 5 slots, which are the input slots. And you can put in reduced chunks in all of these. Now you want to have them all the same type because it only has 1 output slot. So if you have 2 different types of metals in here, it's not going to do the other metals. So you're wasting your time. So if you had 64 in every single one of these, basically what you can get is, opening up a calculator, let's see, that would be 320 items going in. Your output can reach amounts of 480. Actually, I think it will give you 480. So, basically 5 stacks of tin chunks will give you 7.5 stacks total. That's a pretty decent amount. Now, in order to get these chunks, you have to smelt clean tin chunks in a slag furnace. And when you do that, you have 100% chance of getting 1 and a 42% chance of getting an extra 1 on top of that. So, you have a chance of doubling it. Not a great chance, but it is a chance. And in order to get clean tin chunks, you need to put dirty tin gravel in a mixer with some water. Now that will give you clean tin chunks and some sludge. And you can turn sludge into clay and then clay into whatever you want, or you can just get rid of it because why would you need a whole bunch of clay? Now how do you get dirty tin gravel? With a grinder. You grind up tin ore, and you have 140% chance of getting dirty tin gravel. Now what that means is that you have a 40% chance on top of 100 of getting a bonus 1. Doesn't seem like it's that great of a chance of getting extra, but trust me, it is worth it. I have run this test in a creative world, and I put in 6 stacks of tin ore, and the result was a barrel full of these reduced tin chunks. I had 12 stacks plus 48 extra on the side. which is a better yield than a macerator. So then you take those 12 stacks and you throw them into a crystallizer or 4, and you basically end up with 18 stacks of tin ore. Now, doesn't that sound like a good reason to do it? Yes, it is a long, long process, but the yield, is too irresistible to me to even consider doing anything else. Now, that does present me with a small problem. This space here, this space right here is not going to be big enough for this project. Not at all. It might be big enough if I'm going this way, but it is a lot of resources that will have to be going into this. Basically, if I want to do the max speed on this, I will want a separate line for every single metal. At the very least, a separate crystallizer for every single metal. And of course, it's all going to be powered with the sun in this little area here. My wheat field is ready to be harvested. In fact, all my fields are. I should get to that at some point. Now, what I could do is, instead of doing that in the basement, I could do it up here where there's a little bit more room. Plus, you know, it's just a little bit brighter, and yeah, I'm going to do it up here. It looks nice up here. Plus, there's ventilation. You know, with all that sulfuric acid, who wants to breathe that in? And as you see, I've gotten some basalt brick in the flooring here. And I think it's starting to look quite nice. It looks a lot better than I was actually expecting. So, let's talk about the different machines that we need to make for this. First off, we need the grinder. Now, the grinder is made out of this stuff. A motor, a couple lead ingots, and a bit of iron. Now, the motor itself is a major pain. However, diamond cutting head. What the heck is that, and how do you make it? Well, you need 8 diamond shards and an iron ingot. How do you get a diamond shard? You get a diamond shard with an item called a craft packet stamper. Oops, wrong button. Now the craft packet stamper, pretty easy to make, but it's the item that goes into it that is a pain. In order to get the diamond shards, you need to create a packet, which that's easy to do. You just take a piece of paper, put it into your craft packet maker, which I will actually make quick. It's not that hard to make. I think I got... Oh, no, I need wood. No, I don't. I have wood over here. And my foot has fallen asleep. Oh dear, that is not a good feeling. My foot, it hurts. It hurts so bad. Okay, craft packet maker. We got it. Let's throw it down right here. Now this is a craft packet maker. what you do is you put the item you want packeted in. Well, actually, don't put it in. You put in a piece of paper right here, for example, and the item you want to have packeted, you need to select a spot with one of these. So, I think I have a couple of the materials that we need. I do. Obsidian, I believe. I really hope that this is right. You know, I'm gonna look at the wiki quick because I do not want to screw this up. I'm opening up the wiki. That's the old wiki. Open faster. Look up diamond shards. Okay, I do have this mostly right. So, that's not the craft packet stamper. You take the material you want, and you can click these boxes. If you click on them, they will make an X. Throw in your paper. And then you put the material that you want in these boxes in here. And it will start creating a packet. And it will tell you what is on the packet. So right now we have 4 obsidian in the corners. The next part that we need to do, 4 TNT on the sides. After that, this is the fun part. You need a diamond block in the center. Yeah, a diamond block. A diamond block. Why does it have to be so difficult? And as I have stated, I am out of diamonds, so I can't even think about making a diamond block right now. But that is what we need to do in order to create this. In fact, it will end up being beneficial to us if we can create multiple at once. Mainly to speed up production lines. So, what do we need besides the grinder? We need this thing here, a solar turbine, which is created with a motor and a fan. Fan's pretty easy to make. You just use 5 iron in a X pattern. The motor requires you to create insulated coils, which are 8 lead and a clay block in the center. And you need a magnet as well, which is a full battery block at medium or full charge, which I don't know how you get a battery block that has a charge without... No, actually it does come with a charge. You use sulfuric acid for that. Which sulfuric acid, coal, gunpowder, and water bottle, or water bottle, sulfur, and coal. Which you can get sulfur by... That's not the right sulfur. You can smelt gunpowder and you get sulfur. So you can save yourself a little bit of gunpowder by smelting it first to create sulfuric acid. This is such a long process of items. How do you get a medium charge? Apparently you use 2 lead and you get a medium charge. Why would I do that? What's the point? But that covers another item you need. You need a battery to store some of the energy that you get from the solar farm. Then you need the mixer, which is made with yet another motor, a fan, a cauldron, some water. Then you need a slag furnace, which is
2 furnaces and more cobblestone. That's just the easiest thing to make in this entire recipe. Then on top of that, the crystallizer. A stick, a string, and a cauldron. Second easiest item to make. So yeah, this is going to be this is a pretty damn big project, and I must be crazy for trying it. I'm going to take a quick break though to take care of a few things, and I'll get back to recording if I haven't wasted too much time just talking about things. Hopefully I'll see you in a few then. Hey guys, I'm back, and I found more diamonds. I am so happy. And we're already at a pretty long record time, so this is going to be the last thing I do. I got enough gunpowder and sand together to make some TNT for us. Boom. We have this item almost finished. We just need the craft packet and the block diamond. We have a full craft packet. We are ready. Oh, there was also one more thing I forgot to mention. In order to power the solar farm, you need these reflective mirrors, which require a lot of silver. Look at that. All the silver. Yeah, that's a really expensive thing. And I was going to macerate some silver, but I forgot that I was out of power, and I haven't got my coal into the generator yet. I'll get that after I'm done recording, though. So, we need to create another one of those craft packet things, the one that actually stamps out the item, the stamper. And if I remember correctly, this is the recipe for it. Hey, didn't even have to look it up. So, there's the stamper. And the way it works is you just put this in here, and it stamps it out, and you get your diamond shards. 18 in total. So basically, 2 diamonds it becomes, or 1 diamond becomes 2 shards. But we finally have it. We are able to be happy people now. I'm able to be a happy people now. I don't know if this really matters to you or not. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 diamond cutting heads because, well, I want to make this stuff. I want to have a decent speed processing line. And that's going to be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you like the stuff I'm doing, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and fave, and I'll see you next time. Take care and goodbye.